Hi guys, it's your girl Jay and I'm back with another video. So today I'm out walking and I decided to, you guys seen the title, whatever. I decided to do this video today. This was something that I have debated about doing for a really long time. In fact, this was going to be one of the first videos that I posted on YouTube. And then I saw all of the trolls and all of the comments on her page and I thought, I don't want them coming my way. I don't want them coming for me. So I decided not to and I held back. But now it's like, what the heck? I need to tell my truth, right? So I first found Amberlynn when, this is before I started recording videos, but I was looking for weight loss motivation. And for anyone who hasn't watched my first video, you can find most all of my reasons there. But let me tell you what triggered this journey. So it was probably March or April-ish or somewhere in there. It had just started getting warm. We had a couple of warm days and I took my kids outside after school. I went outside and I sat on the stoop in our backyard, stoop, step, whatever you want to call it, little cement area. The kids like to do their sidewalk chalk on. So I played with the kids. We made a little hopscotch board. I drew their names and we decorated them. They made shapes, all kinds of things. So 30, maybe 45 minutes later, I realized it's time to go and cook dinner. So I get up to head inside and I thought I was getting up. It took me 4 attempts to get off of this step. That's not something that I've ever had trouble with, ever. My knees were aching, they were popping, my back felt like it was being stretched like beyond its limits. I kept kind of getting up and then dropping back down and getting up and dropping back down, and finally I kind of hand crawled. I was sitting and I kind of walked my hands up and then I, kind of pushed myself up from there and I got up. That's when, later on that night, I went and checked the scale and that's when I seen 342. And that's what triggered this entire journey. So back to what I was saying. I was on YouTube and I was looking for motivation. I was looking for people who looked like me, people who were at a similar fitness level, that maybe I could follow along with their journey, people who were in the middle of that journey, people who knew the struggles. I mean, you guys, there are people who are a lot smaller and are also looking at getting healthy, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But I feel like they're capable of doing different things. They're already not consuming as many calories as I am per day. And I don't know, it was just kind of a mismatch for me at the time in my mind. I wanted somebody who looked like me and who had some of the same struggles as I did. So I stumbled across Amberlynn. And I thought, this is great. This is great. She's a big girl like me. She probably has a similar fitness level. I can see, that she's, well, I thought she was in the middle of her journey, so I can go right along with her. We can progress together. This is perfect. This is perfect. So I started watching a couple of her videos and I saw like mukbangs and eat with me's and weird stuff about her animals, but I wasn't seeing a lot about weight loss. And then I looked at her comments and I was like, oh my gosh, these people are terrible. Why are these people talking about this woman that way? So I started going a little further back and looking at, not real far back, but looking at a couple of her older videos. And I saw one where she had gone to a doctor. She had gone to a weight loss doctor. And she was super excited to go to this weight loss doctor. She thought it was going to help her. She was super motivated. She was ready to get it done this time. And I can relate to that because that's where I was at, I wasn't seeing a weight loss doctor this time, but I had in the past. But I was super motivated and I was ready. I felt like I was stronger than I ever was. So like, we're here, right? We're here. So I'm like, yes, okay, this is what I was looking for. So I watched this video and I'm amped up for her. I'm amped up for me. I'm like, let's go, Amber, we can do this. And then like the next video, maybe it was a couple videos, but it seemed like the next video, she was just like, no, I don't believe anything that weight loss doctor is telling me. He doesn't want me to eat enough food. I'll starve. I can't go on eating that few calories. And I was just like, oh man. And I got a little nervous because you guys, that was me. That's the exact same mentality that I had. I have seen weight loss doctors. I have seen nutritionists. I have had my general practitioner, you know, tell me I need to lose weight. And I pretty much ignored it. I know now looking back that, and I'm not making this as an excuse because I should have took that advice and I wouldn't be here now, but facts are facts. But looking back, I know that a lot of, if you guys haven't seen my fat shaming video, go check it out, because this is what I'm about to reference. When I was approached when I was younger, and the way that people approached me about my weight, instead of coming at it from a healthy manner, it was more banter and ridicule and mocking. Ever since then, I got defensive anytime it came to my weight. And it didn't matter who it was coming from. So when I would go see a doctor and they would say things like, you need to lose weight, you need to get healthier, cut out, you can start by cutting out sodas and snacks. I would leave there and I would think, they don't even know what they're talking about. I don't drink soda. I'm not a snacker, which, I mean, that was true. But I didn't grasp the full picture. I didn't get it. I didn't understand, and I was in defense mode, so I really wasn't trying to hear anything that they had to say. It was just kind of triggering for me, and it made me angry. And like I said, I didn't drink soda. I wasn't that much of a snacker, but I did drink juice. I did drink sweet tea. And again, I didn't know those things weren't healthy for me at the time. But anyway, so I can relate to Amber kind of getting excited and then kind of getting defensive when hearing any type of weight loss advice or things from people, because that's exactly what I did. And also, I just watched her video the other day, and she was doing like an eat with me or a mukbang or whatever it was, but she had one of those Amy's frozen dinners, and she was talking about how healthy it was and how better it was for her than fried chicken, which is, I mean, I guess kind of true. But the dish was like, I don't know, it was like a pasta dish with some creamy sauce and a bunch of veggies in it. But in her mind, it was healthy for her because it didn't have meat in it, and because it wasn't fried. This was the same delusion that I had. I had no clue what healthy meant. I had my own ideas about what that was. Again, I wasn't raised where we talked about health, where we talked about nutrition, where we talked about reading labels or clean eating or any of that. We ate what was available to us, and that was kind of just that. So I too used to believe that if I ate pasta, even if it was a huge plate of it, if it had red sauce versus like Alfredo or something creamy, that it was healthy. Or eating something like, I don't know, fried rice with veggies in it, it was healthy because there were vegetables there. Or drinking, I don't know if you guys remember this drink way back in the day called Fruitopia. That was my jam, y'all. I used to love Fruitopia. And in my mind, I was drinking something that was healthy for me because it was juice, it wasn't soda. I didn't have a clue that they have very similar, if not the same or more calories, and that Sugar is sugar. It doesn't matter if it's carbonated sugar or uncarbonated sugar. But I didn't know these things. And you guys, I was in my 20s, probably my mid to late 20s before I started to figure this stuff out. Because again, these were ideas that were put in my head that I thought were true. I thought I was doing the right thing. So a lot of my previous weight loss attempts, they were failed, and not for lack of trying, but just for ignorance and lack of understanding. I didn't know. I didn't have a clue. It wasn't until probably my mid-20s when I actually started to see a nutritionist, where I started to understand that eating healthy is not one thing. It's many things. I mean, it's calories, it's carbs, it's all of those macros, it's nutrients. It's a whole plethora of things. It's not just one thing, and I didn't know that. I mean, I saw Amber is, I don't know if she's still doing it, but at some point she was doing Weight Watchers. I'm not bashing Weight Watchers. Weight Watchers probably has helped I don't know how many hundreds or thousands of people, but it wasn't great for me, because we go back to, again, I think doing that, you have to have some type of base knowledge of what's healthy. I didn't. So I would go to these meetings, and I'm following this point system. And I did really well while I was on the point system. And I think I was like 19 or 20 or something. I can't remember when I tried Weight Watchers. But I was doing really well while I was on it. But then, being young and in college, I didn't have enough money to keep paying for it. So I cut that. And I thought I'd still try and follow some of these things. And then I had a cat at the time. Freaking cat destroyed my point book. And I don't know if I had access to the internet at that time, but for whatever reason, I couldn't find another point book. So I was just trying to go off of memory, or go off of what I believed was healthy. Well, at the time, the program that I was in, Weight Watchers didn't really teach you what was healthy. It told you about what was it within your points. So without that point book, I was pretty much just lost. I didn't know what to do. And of course, I gained the weight back. So I don't know if that'll help her or not, but I see so many negative comments on her page, and I honestly, I feel bad for her. I know a lot of people are like, she's a lost cause or this or that, but I could never talk down on Amberlynn, because I was Amberlynn. I made the same mistakes that she did. I would lose weight, I would gain it back, I would get really excited about a weight loss journey, and I would last a week. And I think a similar problem that she has is that was one that I had. I would start and I would go from like 0 to 100. I would start and I'd say, I'm gonna go exercise today, and I was like, that felt great, that wasn't so bad. Same day, I'm gonna exercise again, that was great, I want to lose even more weight. Let me exercise for a third time this day after not exercising for years. 1,200 calories, that's a lot. I can do 1,000 calories. I can do 800 calories. No, it's not the way to go. What would happen is I will go great for short amounts of time, and then I would burn out. Going to the gym or exercising 3 times a day, when you haven't done it in years, it's not a good idea. It's not a good idea. And keep in mind, I wasn't stretching. I was just acting on impulse. I wasn't stretching. I wasn't thinking about what my fitness level was. I was just going hard. And I would get pains in my back, aches in my knees, my ankles. I mean, this is 300 pounds here slamming down on all of my joints. With me trying to run or do jumping jacks. So that didn't really help. Another one of the things that I can relate to is, I know before she was saying how people would suggest different exercises for her. And they would suggest things like running or doing jumping jacks, or other things that are completely out of her fitness level. I just watched a video of hers, and she can walk, but she can walk for about 3 minutes. If you can walk just for 3 minutes, you probably shouldn't be running. and she's nearly 600 pounds. If she started running today, her body would collapse. And this is some of the same advice I would get, and some of this was from doctors. Thankfully, I have a great doctor now who helps me a lot and who understands people who are obese. But some people who have never been in this struggle, they don't get that you can't go from 0 to 100, and that's how most people fail. If I were to go and try and run 5 miles right now, I don't know that I'd have a heart attack, as I've been doing some cardio, but I probably wouldn't be able to walk for like days. All of this slamming down on my knees, all of this slamming down on my ankles, that just it's not good. So I get how those type of things can be discouraging for her when she hears those things, and these are things that she can't even do right now. But I don't know, I just wanted to kind of talk about that, because like I said, I feel bad for Amberlynn, and I feel like the only difference between Amberlynn and I is that I found my reasons. And even when I don't have the motivation, I literally just try and get up and go and do it. I try and do it and get it done. Today, I didn't want to take this walk. It was about 12:47. I think I left the house around 12 o'clock. But I didn't want to take this walk. I've been lounging around all morning. It's my weekend. That's what I'm supposed to do. But I told myself I was going to walk this weekend. So I just, after my husband woke up, I just put on my walking shoes, threw on some leggings, a shirt that I don't even know, whatever. And I got out the door. And not because I necessarily was motivated to do it today, but because I remember what my goals are, and I just want to get it out of the way. I want to do it, and I want to get it done. But that's the only difference between she and I. The only difference. I remember, like, I watch her mukbangs and I see how much flack she gets on her mukbangs, and I don't do mukbangs, nor have I ever, but I told you guys we used to go to the buffet every weekend and stuff ourselves to the point where we were extremely, extremely uncomfortable and feel great about it. Not necessarily physically, but you get those endorphins and everything in your brain, and we would be happy. Like, we couldn't wait until the weekend to go and do these things, to go and, like, literally keep killing ourselves. She has to find her reasons. She has to find her reasons, and she has to stick to them. We're not going to be motivated every day. That's just the way it is. But she has to muster up something inside herself to get it done. So if anyone stuck by to the end through all of that rambling, I appreciate you. Thank you. As always, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video with anyone and everyone. See you next time.